Your mom is live.
You hear that, chat? It's the sound of me eating steak. How you doing, chat? You ready for another matinee game? I'm ready. I'm ready to get this one underway.
Matinee games rule.
Can we not do this with the timeouts, though? Can we just end this Boston game, please? You're down 2 with 40 seconds left. Just let it go. It's over.
That still looks weird.
What? Oh, Kane and the Rangers. Does look a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you.
Like Jerry Rice in a Broncos uniform.
What?
Said like Jerry Rice in a Broncos uniform.
Did that happen?
Yep.
Ugh.
Is that faster or slower? Because
Either way, it's the worst.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Kissing costs extra, Casey. That's an insane take, Spencer. Yeah, it's going to cost more than $2. I'm not that cheap. All right, this game is over. Now they need to interview Patrick Kane for 5 minutes, and then we can watch the Avs.
I was gonna say, this is the part that I've never understood. It's this.
Just switch it.
Yeah. The horn ends. You need to cut away. You're late.
Yep. The game is done
Oh fuck me. This is why.
because Jamie Ben's getting his silver
Game
stick.
hasn't even started.
Look at that hair.
It's a lot of grease.
It is greasy.
All slicked back, maximum douchebag style.
I think it's weird how Jamie Ben is wearing a Jamie Ben night patch. I feel like everyone else should wear those. And he's just Jamie Ben.
His patch should just say me.
Just don't even give him a patch.
This has become my least favorite part of hockey watching. Is
The downtime?
it's going to start, and then
It's still going to start.
whatever happens. Oh, we've got to sit through 7 minutes of anthems, and we've got to
Yeah.
just tell me when the puck is actually going to drop, and drop the puck at that time.
Yep. Hard agree. Opposites attract, Spence. That's how they're buddies.
I'm sure Jamie Ben's a pretty cool dude off the ice.
And then we've missed 2 minutes of the game. Awesome. Sick.
See, I got the text that said in the message the
game has
notification
started.
said it started. Yeah.
ABC fucking up big time. All right. Well, Get your time check once this whistle ends.
Damn, someone made the joke the other day about how the Avs, like, just physically can't have their full D healthy.
Yep.
Even taking Eric Johnson out of it.
Yep. 17, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25.
That is insane.
Yep.
On the day.
The four Norsemen have played like one game together. I mean, they're playing together right now, but
Right.
it has not been a lot of healthy hockey for this defense.
You gotta weather it a bit here. Dallas is gonna try to come out with a big fucking statement start to this game. Weather it, hold on.
Yeah, I mean-
fucking bury two at the end of the period.
I know we picked an insane parlay, but like, just don't lose this period, and I think you feel okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if that parlay hits, great, but you really don't care.
Yep.
It's a huge hook.
Or give up the goal very quickly. Also an option.
Oh, Avery's here.
What are you doing, Brad Hunt?
Yeah. Hunt and Myers essentially both take the same guy.
I was gonna say, if he's taking that guy, someone else has to kick out.
He can't take that guy. There's already two teammates standing in the middle of the ice.
Well, which is why I'm saying if he's
He
gonna
just-
take that guy, someone else has to be aware.
He just can't do that.
But I mean, so to be fair, that was his guy coming from across. So unless you're gonna communicate, you got to switch, and then you're sending Joe Pavelski wide open on the back door. I don't have an issue with him taking that guy across, but you got to fucking talk.
Yep. Yell switch to Ben Myers or something. Who they send into the box here?
It's going to be both.
Because the refs are cowards?
Yeah. I think. He just can't keep his cool.
Gave Nico the extra. I don't get how Miko gets the
Yeah,
extra.
I don't understand how he gets the extra either.
I have no issues with Miko doing that.
Well, big kill now. Pretty tough look to put yourself down two this early.
Oof. Georgiev misread that badly.
Didn't matter this time. It's almost like power plays are streaky.
funny. LOC was parked in front of the net just in case
Yeah,
Andre did
something
wild.
funny happened. Yeah.
Like, these guys are vultures, man.
Good idea, but just a little long. Yeah.
That pass.
What I like is that it forces them to really skate going back.
Right. Yeah, you gotta fucking come all the way back.
So that either forces the change, which is what they got out of Heiskanen, or they were going to get tired legs. Those are both good outcomes.
That was also a terrible pass.
Oh, dude.
Right.
It's two
Yeah.
absolutely brutal passes trying to get set up to start.
On display why the Evs didn't trade for Max Domi, I guess. And once again.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers.
And this one's a 3-on-1, yeah.
Just shoot that.
Next time, just shoot it where the goalie is in, Bo.
True.
Love that.
Yeah, you'll take the face off there.
With 3 seconds, and that's a perfect PK.
Yep.
You gave up no setup, no shots, no shot attempts.
You had a 2-on-1
Yeah.
and a 3-on-1.
You had scoring chances.
That was when I saw those numbers develop. I was like 25, 11, 4. Just hold that puck.
The one thing about him going across there is it would have been on that guy's forehand.
They should have put that one low and it would have, in theory, kicked out to OC. In theory. This one.
Avs have had pretty much 0 ozone time at 5-on-5. Oh, that's so bad. That's also so bad. You just can't make a play like that, Malgin. Should have been out of your zone twice, and instead you just waste your whole shift chasing because you can't get the puck out. We're going to commercial, Australia, and get your time check after that. I've been great. How have you been? Anyone jump out of the trunk of their car recently, or just me? What do you guys think? Should I sell my... I guess it's not even selling. Should I lease my mineral rights?
No.
No?
How much?
It's $600 for 3 years. They get the mineral rights,
Just $600 once.
and then if they want to extend it, it's another $600.
No way.
No, I think that's pretty. It's $3,000 an acre. We just don't have very much land, and they're gonna drill anyway because everyone else in the neighborhood's gonna sign it.
I guess what do you lose by doing? Like, what do you...
As far as I can tell, literally nothing.
It just feels like a stick it to the man kind of thing, where it's like say no and see if they'll give you more.
I hear you. I'm definitely down to ask him for more.
Well,
Ask for
if that's, like,
1,000.
just not really a part of, like, that's just not how they do it. It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
yes or no.
right, yeah. Well, and it's a whole thing because it's like the whole neighborhood gets these contracts. and you have to like. I think if like over 45% of the neighborhood says yes, they just drill. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's like oil, but I don't actually know. I mean, I don't think I'm as afraid to play Dallas as you would be, Ryan, but I don't think you can call them a dark horse when they're literally first in the Central.
Yeah. Boston, big dark horse to come out of the East.
The only thing that's scary for the Avs about Dallas is that they have almost exclusively weird-ass fucking games against them.
It's true.
Even going back to the bubble, all 7 of those games were like, what?
I wouldn't say the Avs have gotten completely torched in both of these games. Like, New Jersey jumped on them early, but that was the most predictable thing ever. And this one, the Avs haven't been good, but Dallas hasn't, like, dominated this game.
Ask a serious question. Why is that a serious question? Were you asking that same question when they went 4 games in a row, shitting on teams in the first period?
Well,
Were you asking a serious question of why they're destroying teams so much early on?
like
Salty.
they don't dominate somebody early, and it's like the other teams are NHL teams. They're capable of this.
Oh, yeah, time check. 11, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31.
People don't talk about Minnesota as a favorite because they're not. It's a really good defensive team that can't score goals. They're not deep enough.
Well, they don't have a goalie.
Gustafson's been really good for them. Do you trust that to continue in the postseason?
No.
We'll see. They might make a cup run just because Marc-Andre Fleury's their backup.
That is pretty common, I suppose. All right. This looks like the Avs might be settling in a touch here. See if they can get something going. Brad Hunt sucks. It's unfortunate, but it's just true. I don't know how it can be 12-1 Corsi for Dallas when the Avs have 4 shots on goal. That's pretty impressive.
5v5 numbers and the Avs shots on goal.
That's true. They got 2. They got 2 shorthanded. Did they get 3?
They might have.
It's also just hasn't been that dangerous outside of the obvious goal that was a disaster. But
they had one sequence where there were 3 quick shots on goal.
Yep.
From outside the face-off dot.
Yep.
And it was like, okay.
And the Avs' possession has still been bad.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas has jumped on them.
It just hasn't
been
been
classic road game stuff so far.
It just hasn't felt like the Avs are getting their heads kicked in or anything either. Well, that's bad.
That is
the
stuff that kills me.
If that got through clean, that's really bad from Georgiev.
Man, I don't think he looks very good today. Watching him on that PK made me nervous.
Yeah, you gotta have that. That's a muffin, man.
You can't see it.
Well, it's a good thing tracking pucks isn't part of his job.
That's such a ridiculous take.
Every goalie in the NHL fights through screens every game. He had to find a way to do it.
Sure. He's the only goalie that's ever let in a puck through a screen.
Plenty of goalies let him in,
No,
but
that's not what you guys are saying.
you got to stop something eventually. That does look like it got touched,
That's so
actually.
bad.
But he still wasn't saving it because he did have no idea where it was.
All right. You wave that off, absolutely.
Perennial abs apologist. That's hilarious.
I'm going to call Hook.
Here we go. Was it on Dallas? The initial penalty was, I think. But I don't know what it's going to all end up being.
Should have been on Eller.
Maybe the ref just pointed to the wrong box. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just Eller hooking.
Neat. That's I mean, I'd understand it if he called it in behind the net there when he got the stick up in his midsection, but he called it so late.
Hey, Ryan Suter came down from the point. That should go out, right?
You would think, but never. Oh, they actually did their jobs. Incredible.
He was off his angle there. Holy fuck.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but, you know, it could be worse. Seven, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. I mean, so far the Avs have played their best hockey on the penalty kill, so
That was a good shot.
for Nieto, you'll take it. And so far, Max Domi has been terrible for Dallas.
How was that dude 35 seconds ahead? We're watching the ESPN.
He might be 35 seconds ahead of us on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's YouTube delay, and if he's in Canada, he will be ahead of the national because Canada doesn't have the FCC, which is like another 10 seconds of delay.
Did you switch broadcast?
I didn't, but my feed did. Just gonna have a hard time beating Ottinger from angles like that.
Yeah. Anytime Miko wants to get in this game, he's welcome to.
I'd take just about anyone getting involved in this game on the offensive side. There just hasn't been much. Avs have gotten a little bit too comfortable with Miko throwing wristers like that out at the point.
Yeah.
I know McKinnon makes it work, but that's a McKinnon thing. Nobody else can really do that.
Australia? He said he woke up Sunday morning to a 9:30 hockey.
Yep.
Is he?
That's right now.
No, no.
Oh, yes. His name is literally Australia Lanch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All I saw was the comment. No, Stuart Fields.
No, it was Australia Lanch that said that, I'm pretty sure. But it might have been Stewart. I don't know.
Would be kind of wild to have more than like a handful of Avs fans in Australia.
I mean, there's like a contingent down there, I'm pretty sure. They all hate Jack on principle.
It's true. Can't befriend the Kiwis.
There you go. I don't actually know if you're from Australia, Jay, but I'm just going to take your word for it. Hit the net, JT. Y'all are desperate for time checks today. 4, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It's a good pass. There
Oh,
baby!
That's immediately 10 times more furious. This Sam Girard did something good and everyone hates it.
He just got lucky, Jesse.
Yeah, fuck him.
It's about time. For every 5 goals that go in, he provides 1.
New hook assists, too. It's a perfect
Oh, that
shot.
beats him clean.
Great shot.
Gross.
Oh, no, did that hit?
No, it hit Sagan's stick.
Okay. I was going to say, because that's one from a goaltender that you want them to have. That motherfucker got
Clean
an
look
ace.
at it, yeah.
That
Sammy
hit Sagan.
double clutched it.
Yeah.
It's
If that hit Sagan, that's completely different.
all right. You get yourself back into the hockey game.
Yeah.
You get out of this period down 1, you don't feel terrible.
That is standing in front of your own net 101, though, from Tyler Sagan. If you can't commit to blocking and get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah. What are you doing just like throwing
Yeah,
your
just-
stick around?
You forget which zone you were in, bud?
Wow, that puck movement right until that.
Oh, even that, I love the idea. Oh,
It was a great idea. Just not anybody there. All right, so it's a 1-goal game, and you know that you're going to at least get 1 power play eventually.
Yep. You're also setting yourself up for this to be your worst period of this hockey game.
Easily. God, you hope so.
If it's not, you're not winning. I'll put it that way.
see, dude, you need a body back, and then Lars Eller in like where Ben Myers is. That's such a nightmare to fucking play against.
Yep.
You need 2 bodies back.
You need.
Mostly he's gonna replace Ben Myers.
Oh, God. Well, there's the Joe Pavelski goal.
Yeah, that was inevitable.
How did this fall apart so quickly on their D? Like, there was no coverage of anybody. Taves just gets
gets beat
torched,
wide.
and Sammy covers nothing. And then Taves doesn't recoup his position at all. That's a brutal shift from Devon Taves, man.
2 really big mistakes by Devon Taves is just not something you see a ton of.
Yeah.
be honest, he got burned so hard wide there. I didn't even think that was him until the replay. I was like, oh, who got fucking smoked? That does suck. Eller went to lift his stick and his fucking hand came off the shaft.
Buddy,
No strength.
buddy, if you think we're unknowledgeable and you have a problem with Avs fans, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Really looking forward to going and watching the hundreds of hours of content that we create on your YouTube channel. I think it's going to be awesome to learn about the game from you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's tough. You felt like you got yourself back into this game, and then your best defensive defenseman, arguably, just completely shits the bed. Not great.
Taves hasn't fallen off this season. He's been great. He has a terrible shift right there.
I do also look, I'm not even arguing that Eller hasn't struggled these first. Eller seems to be having a hard time fitting in. Yeah, he's 1 1/3 game.
Have you watched the other team? Max Domi has also looked terrible for Dallas. Like,
oh, see, now they're talking. Now they're buddies. Oof.
It took too long to get there.
yeah, Ottinger was all the way across by the
Yeah.
time he was shooting that.
I'll be honest, that's a weird way to play that for Otten to seal the post like that on a.
I think he just got there so early. He was like, okay, I guess I can do this. Well, Avs have made their life hard here, but 2 goals is not insurmountable.
They don't look bad.
They,
They look.
they look in the second half of the first. They looked pretty reasonable. They just have a disaster shift all of a sudden. Like,
I don't know if I'd say bad. Flat? Is flat the right word?
doesn't matter how they looked. They're down 3-1. That's not gonna be good enough. Have to be significantly better the rest of the way if they want to get back into this one. I'm gonna go get some water, chat. BRB.
period 2, and they're a -2 in period 3.
Yeah. So their worst period has been the third this year, which makes sense with the through January they were blowing some leads.
And they're +4 in overtime.
I imagine that means they're +4 in the win-loss record in overtime.
Dallas is -8 in overtime. 10 goals against.
They've also been to 1 billion overtimes.
Yeah, the Avs are 12th of the NHL in second period scoring. Dallas is 19th. Dallas is crazy good in the third period, though, for fuck's sake.
So, like...
That's because all they do is come back on teams and overtime before they lose.
Not wrong.
But they are 72 goals for and 46 goals against.
Right, that's what I'm saying. All
that
they do
is
coming back on teams.
Oh, that is a huge difference.
26 positive
In
plus 26.
matinee games,
yeah.
the Avs are something like 15-2 in the matinee games over the last 5 years.
They've won the vast majority of them. Yeah,
they have been a dominant matinee team.
This whole John Morant thing is weird to me.
Bro! Motherfucker just flying through the air at Ball Arena, and then he's waving a gun around at the club 15 minutes later.
Crazy, yeah.
Did you see the shit with his mom? So his
Bro,
mom.
A couple of those layups he had last night, but that dude, I swear, he jumped from the 3-point line. It's crazy. His mom?
Yeah, so his mom a week ago was at a shoe store at the mall, and they wouldn't give her a discount. Some 17-year-old kid working at the shoe store. And so she calls Ja. Ja Morant shows up at a mall in the middle of the day with 9 homies. He shows up with an entourage of 9 dudes to get into a fight with a 17-year-old mall employee.
It's a tough look.
And it's like, didn't you just sign like a $200 million contract or some shit?
Buy the fucking
You can afford the shoes.
Like, what the fuck does your mom need this discount for?
Right. Dude, that race in the East is fucking crazy. The wild card race.
So this conversation going on in chat is weird. The Avs absolutely could have afforded a defenseman on deadline day if they wanted to with Klingberg or Kulikov. They chose not to, which is whatever. You can think that the Avs need another D. I think most of us do.
I definitely do.
Also,
Brett Hunt's horrible.
I hear you.
Watch it with Backyard Brad over there, right?
Also,
You mean Balderino? Yeah, no, he's terrible.
adding another guy who doesn't know the systems isn't going to magically fix this hockey game.
I don't think it would have mattered for this game.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Although, I don't know, maybe you could have gotten the John Klingberg revenge game.
He might have been so running purely on adrenaline, he was like, wouldn't have even occurred to him he was back in Dallas.
Right. See, I do love. I hope Dallas is like, oh, okay, cool. Get real physical with him if we meet him in the playoffs. Okay.
Everyone tried that the last time, and
Through 4 rounds.
Yeah.
4 rounds. Every team tried to fucking bully the Avs, and they just fucking dipped them, dude.
Do you remember that was the whole talking point about the Nashville series? About how,
yeah, dude.
Nashville superstars can hang with Colorado superstars, but the way they play the game, they're gonna hit them all the time. They're gonna bully them. They're gonna out physical them. They're gonna this. They're gonna, and it's like,
Gotta catch him first.
okay, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. And that was just such an unbelievably lopsided series.
Well, my favorite part about that, when you hear media or other teams talk about that, that's a great plan when you're winning. Everyone played the Avs last year in a style that was like, well, if we're tied or we're winning, this works. The minute you have to chase the game at all,
it falls apart.
falls
Yeah.
completely a fucking apart. And now you guys are just out there like half doing one thing, half doing another. And that was why that Nashville series was a joke.
St. Louis for years played that way too.
Yep.
It's been weird to see St. Louis try and transition into a really attack skill oriented team.
Yep.
And now their defense is like what the Avs defense used to be. Like Colton Parayko playing the Eric Johnson
One
role
guy
of
just dragging the rest of the decor around
guy
the
that
ice.
absolutely shouldn't be in this job, and then you have a decent offensive defenseman who can't play defense and Nick Leddy, and you're just like, or I guess Torrey Krug.
Yeah,
at
I
this
think
point
I
in his
think
career.
Krug is. I think Letty's kind of just bad now.
And it's just like, I look at that. I don't know. It's just so weird that the Blues, like, not only did they build that defense, but then they gave all those guys a bunch of money, and we're like,
Yep.
okay,
No, we're going with this.
okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Pete DeBoer's 2 playoff wins over Colorado, both involved. Well, all right, one involved a third-string goaltender,
In the bubble.
and he almost threw that series against a third-string goaltender.
It's true. They had a 3-1 lead in that series,
Yep.
and Michael Hutchinson just about beat
Took
them.
it to Game 7 overtime.
And there are some parts of the Vegas series where the Avs got bodied,
Basically, games 2 through 5.
but you also had Philip Grubauer
4.
steadily fall apart as that series went.
Yeah.
And then and the Sharks series, the Avs just clearly weren't a team ready for that moment yet. Like,
Which
I don't
was
know.
crazy because that was a great series.
Well, it would have been a huge up. Had the Avs beat San Jose, they would have then knocked off the 1 seed. And with San Jose, no, they were 2. Because that was the year all the wild card teams won, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was the Wild Card Chaos squad. Yeah.
That was a fun year. Yeah, and then who knows what happens with that Avs St. Louis Western Conference final.
Yep. So look, I look at Pete DeBoer's record in the playoffs, and I get being concerned about it, but I don't think Pete DeBoer is this bugaboo for the Colorado Avalanche by any stretch.
I do. Till they beat him in a postseason series.
Unless he has some magic hex that he can continue to turn Avs goalies into piles of poo.
It's the same way of, sometimes teams just have a number. Sometimes a certain system, a certain style just is a thorn in your side.
I'm just not afraid of that for a 7-game series if your goalie doesn't completely fall apart.
Yeah, you need a good Georgiev.
Honestly, what the Stars are doing this year just screams unsustainability to me.
Yeah, what's nuts about the Stars team? They have been on track to be one of the worst division winners in recent years.
And they're only as good as they are because they keep eking games into overtime.
Well, they've had no major injury issues to contend with. They spend half their time getting beyond regulation. They don't really dominate. I just don't. You say the Stars team is nuts. What about them is nuts? They just don't. They don't. I don't think they're a bad team, obviously, but I'm just not.
Well, and it's not like they loaded up at the deadline. They got Dadonov and Domi.
And yeah, which are good middle six players.
Does it make them better?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you going, oh man, Dallas after those 2 moves? No.
Okay, had Gerard scored another goal, that's not allowed. So. At least he knew that and passed the puck.
I wish he would have shot it. I like a shot from there better than that impossible angle garbage. Time check for the second, 18:56, 55, 54, 53, 52.
I think what bums me out about this season is that there's a very real chance that they play 0 games with the lineup that they built.
Yep.
See, and that's.
And it just bums me out because it's like we'll never have gotten to see
You never get to know.
the team that was built to defend the cup will never get to, like they are who they are now, and like they're obviously they've done fine. It just bums me out that like the thing that the team that they wanted to defend the cup won't
exist.
Yeah, we won't ever get to see them.
Yesterday with the deadline, dude, with them saying, well, let's maybe just fucking punt. You don't even know if you're going to have your own team back.
Yeah.
Like, why go all in if you don't even fully know if, to your point, AJ, like, that team that you put together in the offseason, you were hoping to, like, add some punch to. You don't even know what that fucking looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say one reason why I was a little hopeful they were going to add a meaningful forward was to guard against no Landeskog return at all. Because if he doesn't return, then the whole idea of, well, this is what you look like and this is who you are, like, they become way more beatable.
Yep.
In the postseason.
Yeah. Well, and again, like, that's where I just... The way that McFarland talked yesterday made me double clutch on Landy.
Oh,
like,
God.
You can't replace Landeskog. Like, you can't. We can't replicate what he brings. And it's like...
They call that on Miko?
No. The cameraman's just bad.
I see.
It felt that way when the cameraman didn't know what he was doing.
That's the usual pan to the middle
Exactly.
to make the ref makes the call. Ooh.
Avery, do you ever think there's hope for this team?
Yeah. When was the last time you felt good and it wasn't immediately after a win?
That's icing.
Because Dallas's man games lost really is ridiculous. Just, it sucks the other teams living your dreams. It's like the Stars would trade places with the Avs in a heartbeat right now if that meant they were defending a Stanley Cup.
I mean, every team would, right? Like,
My point exactly. Everyone would take being the defending Stanley Cup champions and dealing with some injuries over having not won a cup.
It is an incomplete jigsaw puzzle because with no land, like Gabe Landeskog is not a complimentary piece.
No.
That is a 25 goal guy.
it's like trying to ride a bike with one handlebar, man.
Yeah, like 60-point guy that plays a very high-end two-way hockey game. He's an extremely important player for them that they've gotten 0 games out of. Like, take Brad Marchand off Boston all year.
Right.
You know, take Jamie Benn away from the Stars for this season all year.
It's better coverage from the Avs, but they're still losing some of these puck battles that they just need to not be losing.
I like this Stars zone time graphic, and it was only 30 seconds.
Felt like an eternity.
Yeah, but like you usually put a graphic up there because it's been like minute and a
it's
half
like a
or
minute
something.
30. Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. Yeah, no Nichushkin today also is a really...
Doesn't help for sure.
Yeah, why doesn't anybody just go out and replace Gabe Landeskog? It's super easy job, buddy.
I said it on the pod a couple weeks ago. I think we forget that Gabe Landeskog, again, they're not a broken team. They're literally fighting for first in the century in Game 60.
One player can absolutely make or break your team, man.
Take away Nathan McKinnon all season. Take away Connor McDavid.
Sidney
Take away
Crosby,
Igor Shesterkin
Alex
last year.
Ovechkin.
Take away Connor Hellebuck off Winnipeg the last 5 years. What are you talking about?
Take away Victor Hedman off Tampa.
Yeah,
Take
like,
Vasilevsky.
Off Tampa.
you don't think that Cup final series looks different if Braden Point's back.
You don't think that series looks different if the Avs have a healthy Kadri and Burakovsky?
Right. Like,
do they play Game 6?
One player can make a massive difference. Especially players of that caliber. You know, Lars Eller in or out, you're probably not totally
Right,
changing a series, but...
And yet, you never know. I mean, Game 7, 2-goal hero from Pittsburgh, what was his name they played here?
Max Talbot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max Talbot scored. Like, you just never know. I mean, Yoel Kiviranta.
It's a great recovery from Newhook to save that play.
I mean, literally, Lars Eller scored the cup-winning goal for the Caps against Vegas.
Yeah.
Take him out for that game.
Come on, man. You need better from your goalie.
Yeah, Georgiev just doesn't have it tonight.
Yeah.
Today.
You're right. It's still light out.
Yeah, I just had to update his tweet this morning.
It's just...
Scrolled by one that said Saturday Night Showdown. And then I scrolled down one more and it said Saturday Showdown.
Come on, man. You need a save.
Yep.
What was he upset about?
He doesn't have a stick.
He's saying he got knocked out of his game.
I would like to see how that happens because I didn't see that part of it.
Mikko and Newhook, it looks like, got confused on who was supposed to cover high there. But still, eventually your goalie's got to stop something.
It was Comfort.
I knew we were in for one when I couldn't get out of my house.
Yes, the world revolves
No,
around you.
days just work like that, man.
I like how, like, we argue that the goalie did bad, and people assume that means we think no one else did anything wrong.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's tons of other problems on that play.
I love giving up wide open slot shots. That's great. Just great team defense. But at the same time, that's not a great shot. It's not screened. You have no issue. I mean, Jesus. The level of difficulty on that save just isn't as high as they made it look. This is a huge letdown given how they've played the last several weeks to come into this game and it to look like this.
This
fucking
one,
sucks.
this one's pretty disappointing, especially after the New Jersey game, where like you're willing to write that one off because you're expecting them to come out and play well against Dallas.
I agree with all of that. I expected this from Dallas.
Oh, sure.
I expected the Avs to match it better, but I expected this type of sellout.
You could sell me on pulling Georgiev to try and save him for tomorrow.
Oh, for sure.
If it wasn't early start, late
and then a
start,
late start.
I
Yeah.
would agree with you. I'd say just go to Anthems right now.
Well, it's Kincaid, but
Oh, that's right. And I don't
That's
know,
the
maybe
difference.
If the Avs don't close the gap, I say do it for the third.
if they don't close it or if they give up one more.
Yeah, I'm with you. If this was a 7 p.m. game, and yeah, you're staring down.
Yeah,
back-to-back
you're
goals,
yanking
I
him
would
right
say-
now. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody, we're just such mean guys. It's true.
What did we make fun of and then say the same thing? I feel like we disagreed with some of your earlier takes, and then you made the Georgiev pull take, and we were like, no, we agree with that one. Like,
You talked me into this. Yeah,
we're agreeing with you on this one. Take it. Take your dubs where you could get them.
Okay.
That is maybe the most cracked take I've ever seen in the chat.
What?
The Avs don't win the cup if Girard stays healthy last year.
I love it because you can super confidently say that knowing that you never have to defend it, and we never get to know, and you get to just live in this alternate reality pretending to be right.
Mark my words. Damn, that seems mean-spirited.
Kind of weird for sure.
If there's one thing I mean, like, what did those two people do other than buy tickets to a game?
Yep.
And now ABC has not only shown them once, but has split screened them to put them on blast for attending a hockey game.
I will say, I'd love to hear the audio. So they were like, these are our two fucking people that work for us, and blah, 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 and they're Avs fans, and oh, it's too bad. But yeah, these are just two random Avs fans. It's like, god damn. It's just the truth. Again,
What?
See,
it's the truth based on this insane, unanswerable hypothetical that I'm living in.
6 save, Devon. I don't know how you can believe that it's the truth when it's something that didn't happen. Like,
Caps fans had a day of mourning when Lars Eller was traded.
unless you have a machine that can jump between different realities and you find one where Girard stays healthy.
Also,
Would you have that machine, like, hit me up, dog.
there's
I
no
got some
doubt-
things I want to check out.
there's no doubt that in the multiverse that one exists, but also exists the one where he stays healthy
And they win.
still win the cup.
Right. Like,
So it's like, hey, now that we're in the multiverse, everybody's right about everything. You just have to go to the right one.
Everybody's right about it. So, a media person got annoyed at Nate
Because he's Nate.
because he, I think I told you guys, he gave me shit after the St. Louis game right before the All-Star break about, oh, you guys asked us about the bad thirds. but you don't ask us about the good thirds. And so I, like, jokingly last week, I think it was against Edmonton, oof, Dennis Mulligan, what the fuck? I said, hey, well, you gave us a hard time for not asking about good thirds. That was a pretty good third. And he goes, he kind of chuckled. He's like, yeah, it's 82 games. It's easy to find stuff to nitpick when we play that much.
true.
And that is just that's my thing with it. Like, it's like, yeah, you watch all 82 of these, you watch all 60 minutes of all 82 games. Guess what? You're going to find some fucking mistakes made. You're going to find some bad nights for guys.
In teams.
And teams. It's just like, calm down, enjoy the game. It's frustrating, it's annoying that they're losing. Just relax.
I agree. If Girard stays healthy, he scored the cup-winning goal in Game 4, and the Avs sweep Tampa Bay. Mark my words.
The thing is, like, and we go to this a lot. I totally understand being frustrated
Dude, this
with
fucking sucks.
with teams on a nightly basis. Like, in a vacuum, any given game, yeah, I get it. But you have to be able to take a little bit of a wider lens and be like, oh, right, the Avs are still going to make the playoffs and are still an insanely good hockey team. Dallas Stars are sponsored by 7-Eleven specifically, huh?
Dude, 7-Eleven is like... I guess I should take a look at like a stock price or something before they say this, but it super feels like they've been on the rise the last 10 years.
It does.
I see more of them, and
We're getting one built in our neighborhood.
Well, and they're getting revamped so that they're like really nice.
They're like Japanese 7-Elevens now.
Dude, for real. Like, it's so crazy that like they're leaning really hard into like fresh food.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I think it's a hard sell for the general public to be like, fresh food at 7-Eleven is my go-to, but
See ya.
I don't know. It's just weird to see like a gas station brand, a convenience store. Some of them are gas stations and some aren't.
Yeah, some are just convenience stores.
Where it's
for
like
sure.
Shell is only a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They've been really, I don't know. They've been interesting to see. Because like 7-Elevens used to be like, hey, like maybe go with a person when you go to 7-Eleven. You know, safety in numbers kind of thing.
Yeah. Safety.
I've been to enough 7-Elevens that say you have to leave your backpack up front.
I've literally been in 7-Elevens while they've been getting robbed.
I never robbed. I've had like people calling the cops on druggies that have passed out in 7-Eleven.
Dude, I told you about the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird experience, man. Yeah, there's
Slurpees.
Oh God.
there are several.
Pulling down.
Yeah, you have. Why keep them in at this point?
That's. I don't think he's been very good, but that's a pull that's like not even on.
It's we need your legs tomorrow. Yeah.
Now, having said that, oh,
Like, dude.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
See, he knows.
That one's just okay. It's not my night level tip. I don't even know who. You can't even fault anyone for that one, right? Like, Devon even has that dude's stick tied up, and he still gets the tip on it. Like,
This dude's still wearing his Bruins pad. I love this.
He got an all-white mask. He was wearing the Bruins one yesterday.
I'm excited. He's gonna bring some of that Bruins mojo. It's gonna rub off, and they're gonna win the game, right?
We were talking yesterday about, well, it's going to be crazy if he gets in a game with those yellow pads.
here he is.
See, I love a nice set of bold fucking pads, but that is a risky look this time of year.
That's a tough one.
Can't,
You should probably have like a neutral set in case you get traded.
can't pad skins over that.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see him just put like 2 Avs logo stickers at the top or something. Hilarious.
Yeah, I understand nobody ever blames a goaltender until it's Darcy Kemper in the postseason. You remember when he got a shutout in the Stanley Cup final and people still wanted him to
People were
not
like,
start?
he's
the
not
next
good
game?
enough.
Yes, the team sucks. Yeah, you're right, man.
Why do you? It's Shovel, dog. He's like the resident troll. You don't gotta
No.
listen to anything he writes.
Resident.
The problem is that you could pick 5 names out of our chat right now and feel that way.
Not wrong.
Hell yeah, ride Kincaid. Now, here we go. I'm here for the Keith Kincaid era.
Do you think there's a sect of New Jersey fans that like are demanding more starts for Akira Schmid?
Yes. Yeah, Ottinger is one of the reasons why I take the Stars seriously. Okay. If Keith Kincaid ends up dope, I'm definitely stealing that and calling him Blockade. In the same way that after every Reto Berra shutout, he was Barricade.
All right. All goalies should be required to wear construction site orange pads and gloves, so it's easier for the shooters to see.
A photo of Keith Kincaid is absolutely going to be my game.
Well, for the second straight game, studs and duds will be very easy. Studs, short list. Right now, there isn't one.
Yeah.
You should give it to Gerard. You should make Gerard the only stud.
I try to actively not have him in any of it unless he's either really good or really bad. Because I'm
tired of hearing it.
I'm so tired of it, dude.
Yeah.
I am so tired of the conversation.
He's had a decent game.
I think he's been solid as well.
Within the context of this game.
Where the Avs have been terrible. Sure.
Reto Bear was not so good.
I don't think Reto Bear was ever very good. Yeah.
It seemed like a great fucking dude.
He actually, if you go and you actually look at his numbers from his time in Colorado,
Yeah, I know we've done this before.
it's better than you remember, but you
But it's
also
still
remember
not
living
good.
through it and being like,
Yeah.
this guy is rough.
Dude, it was, I think it was that first game he played where he was doing like windmills to like try to make saves. and
Well,
just getting pucks blown by.
they traded for him, and the big selling highlight was him doing the fucking rollover double pad save. And it's like, if your goalie's doing this, there's no way he's fundamentally sound.
Cam
Like,
Cam Ward had 4 of every week's top 10 saves of the week, and it's like, that's a problem.
In games that he lost.
Right.
because he was 8 miles out of position to make the save. Yeah.
Horrifically out of position and had to make a diving paddle save, or that was going in.
Wait, so homeboy in here is freaking out about 12 goals in the last 2 games. I would just like to note that Tampa Bay has lost their last 2 games
By a lot.
and given up 10 goals. One of those goaltenders was Andrei Vasilevsky. I'm sorry. They've actually lost 4 games in a row in which they gave up 7 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, and 5 goals.
And Georgiev has given up like 4
so hold
goals
on.
in his last
So
4
are they
starts
not,
or something.
Are the Avs not good enough to handle all of the East, or is it just Tampa Bay that they're okay with? Who has been worse than the Avs over the last 4 games? Since we've broken the season now into these micro bits and decided that's when teams are good or bad.
Don't you know, AJ, you only are who you are in your last 2 losses. That's it.
It's not fair. You're not allowed to change the outcome by adding numbers into it, okay?
It's true. See, this is where I again agree with Avery. He got lit up today. I don't think he was any good.
But you go look at his last 10, and it's like, oh, he's been playing out of his mind.
Right, he's been fantastic for you.
Here's a funny tweet. Lots of Avs fans weren't excited about the Lars Eller edition, but he just got burned by Joe Pavelski, proving he's an Av.
It's true.
You're not an Av until you've been burned by Joe Pavelski.
Yeah, that's
to
one of
be
those
honest.
like rites of passage.
Hey, AJ, can you do me a quick favor?
Probably not.
You want to just write a quick little, 2 sentences about what you were saying yesterday about how you love Lars Eller? As just an insert to this section on Lars Eller and at the ring.
Why?
Just for perspective.
Okay.
I'm gonna put in there that it's you talking.
Why do I need
Just because I'm sitting next to you. If I wasn't sitting next to you, I wouldn't have asked you to do it.
Okay.
Do you need me to, move my monitor?
So what do you want me exactly to write? Just that I love Lars Eller?
Well, just what it is that you like about it.
I love Lars Eller. XOXO AJ.
Very tempted to write.
I honestly wouldn't even be that upset.
Been kind of a tough game for the Avs offensively here. Like, I know the game's basically over, but they're like struggling to get shots through with any consistency. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt, assuming this score holds, Dallas should come out of this game feeling great about themselves. Like, there's no two ways around it. But also, the Avs can have bad hockey games.
This is where you like the back-to-back?
You get to
Because
wash this one off real
because
fast.
tomorrow they
Yeah.
get right to it.
Yep.
I think it was D-Mac that I talked about that with. He goes, part of the reason why I like covering hockey, he goes, I'm getting to the point where I like it more than covering football.
You don't have
Or
a
exactly what you
week
just
to
said.
where the whole everyone has nothing but to stew in it. Yeah.
And he was like, that goes for media, and that goes for players. Like, you get blown out in a football game, that week of going to the locker room is fucking miserable.
Yep. Thank you for the $5, Laking. Or is it LA King? Laking? I don't know. Not be a hater, but when my Bruins win the cup, will you guys remove the Stanley Cup picture on the screen? Probably not. We had the Stanley Cup logo before the Avs won the cup. We'll probably have it after. So, you know.
They've won them before, so that's like saying.
It literally says 96-01-22 on the cup, so.
I can see why you would think that that was specifically for this year,
But it's not.
but it's not.
P.S. I used to love that little detail on it. I hate it now because you know how many places we had that thing posted.
Yeah, we had to do it. Actually, don't tell anyone. We have to fix the one on our Twitter.
Well, it's not just it's our Twitter, it's our Spotify,
It's
our
everywhere.
iTunes,
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere where we ever had to submit that image.
Well, you know what's even
Needs a
funny?
new one, and I'm just like, ugh.
What's even funnier about it is way more people noticed than I would have thought.
Oh, yeah. And people were like angry about it.
Adamant. You gotta change it.
The 22 one's not on there. Like a week after they'd won it, people were like, hey, you got to update that thing.
We are still just trying to like get back in the studio.
I haven't slept since they won the cup. Like, calm down. The thing about the East this year is everyone in the East is so good, nothing is going to surprise me. Like, those playoffs could go any way, and I'd be like, that's crazy. Dang.
Toronto and Boston could lose round one, and I'd be like, yep.
Yep.
But it couldn't be them in the East final because the NHL hates fun.
I think I probably will cry when Landy comes back just because I've been watching old Avs games from like 2018, 2016, like from like random years. And I just totally forgot how much I enjoyed watching him play.
He's so good. In a very different way than...
It's not like lightning, you know, you're not watching the McKinnons and McCarrs of the world, but just the way that he's like a really high-end glue guy.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about glue guys, like I literally just wrote it in there about Lars Eller. Like that's kind of what a glue guy is, but Landy is that, but way better than your typical glue guy.
As a legitimate first-line player.
Right.
Just real quick. quick on old goals. Did you guys see what the random Avalanche goal of the day was yesterday? From that
No.
account?
No.
It was JT Comfort in overtime.
Against the Rangers.
And I quoted,
I did.
I said, here's a goal that I remember extremely clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy to watch just all the replies come in because that was how everybody felt.
Yep.
And genuinely, my favorite part of that, I was walking out of that game with Kevin, and I told him, I said, honestly, dude, with as banged up as the Avs are, if this is 3 weeks,
Could be good for them. And then 6 months later.
Well, so
and then 3 weeks turned into 6 weeks, and then 6 weeks turned into 2 full months, and now it's 2023, and we're like, I think everything's back to normal.
the presser afterward, because that's when I was still covering all the games. And I remember, so at that time, we had started the no locker room thing, which was awful.
Yep. Like right before they
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was like,
Go Bear with the Utah Jazz
Yeah.
touching everyone's
Yeah.
Right.
Being a moron. Oh my God.
and so it was really weird, like, because they'd started that. And I remember Vlad Nemestikov talked after that game and just said, we didn't know if we were going to play today because during warmups, the NBA shut their season down. And it sounded like there were serious conversations from the NHL about
And then they,
whether or not to continue the
but they
games that
finished
night.
that night, and that
But
was
they
it,
were like,
yeah.
look, some games have already started. Some, like, we're here. We can't, like, you can't put the cork back in that bottle kind of thing. And so they were just like, we're just going to play it. And they play it. Obviously, it's a great game. You know, it's crazy. And then after it ended, everybody was like,
Now what?
well, I guess we'll see you guys in a month.
Yeah.
That's
So naive.
that's the part of that I remember the most clearly was that everyone truly believed that it was going to be 3 weeks. We were like, oh, yeah, they're saying 3 weeks just to, just to make sure in the end, with pro leagues, shut them down, take a beat, whatever. Jeez.
Tough night, Miko.
I'll say this though, Nico. How many years did we say, what can we do to get this guy to care every night?
He definitely cares.
He
That's for
cares.
sure. Doesn't express it very well sometimes, but
He just looks fun. And AJ, how everything really was like, cool, we'll see you in a month. Like,
We did pods every day in which we were like, hey, look,
Yep.
because we had the same thing where we were like, you guys remember JT Comfort was 1C that game because Nathan McKinnon was hurt.
yep.
right.
And so it was like, well, hey, if they have a couple of weeks off, that allows the Avs to get healthy. And this, they come back and play the last 10 games of the regular season. They're in a chase with St. Louis for that top for the Central Division. Because
Yep.
you remember they had a game in hand.
That's barely even a penalty.
That's a ref looking to make a call.
I think that's a ref saying you're down 5-1. I'm not letting this get out of hand more than anything. Yeah, I don't know. And then we did pods for a while, and then 3 months later we were watching Avs Cup finals from 2001 on Twitch. So
That was fun.
it was fun.
It was a good time.
Well, and that was the brutal irony to all of that, was they waited all that time.
Yeah.
They get into the playoffs, and the injuries were just like...
Yeah,
every
just
fucking
kept happening.
year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Buddy, you said this shit earlier about power plays when the Avs weren't getting them then either, and it's still garbage.
I need a mimosa, so I'm going to be back, but I don't know. It's up to AJ if he wants.
I've recently rewatched the Fish Sticks South Park joke or episode.
Yeah.
Ryan Bolden was telling me, he was talking about a different South Park episode. I was like, damn, I should go watch that. It's hilarious how well that episode is aged.
Yep.
A lot of their shit has.
They.
Did you ever see Basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I give
Lot of
South
that
Park the
stuff.
most credit for, is those guys don't miss. Like,
Them, and then to a much different extent, Family Guy, where they're just like,
Yep.
everything's on the table.
yep. If
How
you,
could anybody be mad at us? when
we
done
get everybody. Yep.
Well, that was why Chef, the guy who voiced Chef,
Yeah.
quit the show.
Because of all the Xenu stuff, the Scientology.
So I love when people get tired of talking about injuries, like the Avs aren't actually missing 2 of their top 6 players today.
Much of the ads are tired of not having those guys.
Yeah, like, well, it's a tired conversation. It's a tired excuse. Like, okay, let's take Rupe Hintz and Jamie Benn off of Dallas today. Okay, we'll leave Joe Pavelski and Jason Robertson. Let's take those guys off. Let's take Jamie Benn off their roster the entire year, and let's see if they're still in first place.
Right.
Do you think it's a tired excuse? Do you just think it's reality?
I totally get being tired of the injuries, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make it
doesn't
a valid
change-
excuse. Yeah.
It doesn't change the reality. You can get tired of talking about it all you want, but it does not change the impact. It is a consistent impact.
I say it all the time. It's not our job to make people feel better or provide excuses, but it's our job to provide context to what you're watching. Whether you like it or not.
If
Injuries are
Jesse,
if the Dallas Stars did not have Jamie Benn for 1 game this season, they would not be in first place in the Central Division. I fucking guarantee you.
Jesse-
Mark my words.
Jesse said this on the pregame. The team they put together to defend the Stanley Cup has not played a single hockey game together.
Yeah, we thought we were getting it.
Yep.
Manson, McCarr's coming back.
You could at least say, hey, you've got pretty
Well, when,
much
like-
everyone but Landy.
Like Nichushkin's sick for the biggest game of the year.
Right.
And you're just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that Stephen A. clip was typical and stupid, but
Yo, I didn't even blame Stephen A. for that one.
Straight up, but he was
it's
just
on
like
the
a-
chick.
He was like a
it's on the
spectator to
chick.
that one.
The chick's like, oh, that doesn't count. And it's like, excuse
That was
me?
Such a bad look.
I
and
don't
he
know
was
their
giving
names.
an honest answer of all
Yep.
the New York teams.
He genuinely
The
answered Rangers.
The Rangers,
And
the
I-
Yankees, and the Mets are the 3
Yep.
best positioned.
And like, what's his name? Like Stephen A. Like, he's got the bit. He doesn't know hockey and all that shit. But like, the way that the host made such a
Right.
big deal that
to
doesn't
to
count.
run the show and say, oh, well, you don't get to pick that one. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
Yeah, it's
Like,
come on. They should have left it and let Stephen A. fucking like cool.
yeah.
Pick one that you think is better than the Rangers. And like, I would have just owned that moment. Be like, sweet, I'm gonna be the smartest guy at this table for 2 minutes.
It's just a why. Like,
That was a horrible look for a team that's for a network that's in a multi-year.
they had to know.
championship.
They had to know the second that happened. The producers had to have gone like, oh no.
Yeah, couldn't be happy about that. That was not a good look. Because I do genuinely think ESPN
What?
is good for the league, and I think they are trying to have an impact, and that was fucking horrible.
I mean, I also think First Take is just a garbage television lowest common denominator nonsense.
Well,
But
there's too much. There's too much of that. It's just people screaming at each other.
right, there's no. You're not going to get quality analysis from that show. You're not. You're just going to get dudes yelling about stuff. Like,
They haven't had their wheels all this year. I like that. It's a tired excuse.
got them.
That's what I'm gonna start telling people when Ferrari can't manage their tires this
they
year.
did need an extra set of tires today.
It's a tired excuse. Yeah, if the Nuggets don't win it this year, they definitely don't have every one of those players signed for next season. They'll never be able to run it back and try again. How many times have we heard that in Colorado? If they didn't win it in the 56-game season, the Avs were never going to win it.
window slammed shut.
Yeah. The obsession that somehow Nate's new contract kicking in means the end of the Colorado Avalanche is super weird.
Right, especially when we know that the cap is going to take such a jump that
Yeah.
4 years from now, McKinnon will have like the 5th or 6th highest contract in the league.
Yep. I appreciate you agreeing, but with the last name of McLaren, times is rough for you right now, bud.
Yeah, that's tough.
He probably doesn't even watch F1 and has no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay.
Yeah, the biggest sports provider in the entire world is irrelevant. Yeah, that's true. That is a solid point you bring to the table.
I mean,
Sir
really,
slash ma'am.
really, in the grand scheme, are sports important?
Yeah, dude. They are. If that was one thing the pandemic taught us, look how crazy everybody went when they didn't have outlets. And some people, their outlet is coming into our chat and saying crazy shit to us. That's okay.
Fair.
Be you, dog. I'll fight with you. But we'll both sleep fine at night. Yeah, the salary cap may not jump this year, but it's coming.
McKinnon's contract is literally covered by EJ's contract expiring. I don't think it's that complicated.
Yeah, it is true. You can't win with a player making $10 million because it's never happened. Disregard the $9 million players.
$9.5 million players. That extra $500K.
We have to draw the line
That's
at
what
10
gets ya.
because that's how I can still make this true. If it wasn't 10, it'd be 11. Yeah, the flat cap hurt Colorado a lot because Kadri, Burakovsky, that hurt them. Honestly, Brandon Saad hurt them.
The Saad one, I think, more than the rest, honestly. And obviously, like, it worked out in the end, but...
Yeah, I tell you, I'm curious how Oscar Piastri is portrayed or is received by F1 fans after his portrayal on Drive to Survive was so negative. Kadri got $7 million over 7 years. And that was the problem. They were never going to give Nazem Kadri a 7-year deal.
Could they even give him $7 million? Like,
No.
yeah. Both of the things were the problem. But the 7 years is, like, crazy. Dude, I loved the McLaren and Project Gotham Racing 2. That was my car. But the McLaren F1 car this year is kind of a shitbox.
No, UFC. I find UFC incredibly boring.
I like UFC. I don't watch it a ton, but I like it when I watch it.
Really? Jake Ottinger?
What about Jake Ottinger?
He's like their profile.
Oh, okay.
He's been fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's done anything spectacular tonight. The Avs have made his job pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, the Miko penalty.
Yep, that was a thing that happened. If you care, time check 1921, 20, 19, 18, 17. I hope John Jones gets his ass beat tonight. That's my only hope.
Is that Bones?
Yeah.
That guy's such a piece of shit.
Yep.
I'm really excited for the F1 race tomorrow.
Me too.
Max is going to drive away from everybody, and who wins it will not be interesting, but I think everything else after that is going to be fun.
Does Ferrari have any race pace? Does Aston Martin have any race pace? Nico qualified surprisingly well in the Haas. It's going to be a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of hate about Hülkenberg. And if he goes out and scores points consistently,
Yep.
Gunther's going to have a big time.
He's going to look real good.
Moment.
Yeah.
It was interesting when, because you finished Drive to Survive, right?
Yeah.
It was interesting when Alpine was looking for a driver that they had Hülkenberg on the list too.
Yeah.
It's like, because he hasn't been a regular on the grid for what, 3 years now?
He's also got like 200 races without a podium.
Right, but he was a guy that would like score points.
In cars that could have been on podiums though.
And I thought that was interesting that like he was still so high on everyone's list that they were like, we're not looking for a young guy, we're looking for just experience.
F1 had always been a thing like kind of on the periphery of my life. Like, I never liked NASCAR or anything like that. So, like, when racing came to courses that actually required you to turn both directions, drew me in. And you know, when I was a kid, Schumacher was just the god king of the world.
Yeah.
And then I kind of moved away from it until 4 or 5 years ago when I started getting back into it as a thing. More than anything, just because I'm up at that hour all the time anyway, so.
It helps. I pay for F1 TV.
I do as well.
It's such an amazing resource, but I also like watching F2, F3. Like, I enjoy their short races, but they're really chaotic.
Also, F1, if you want to find it, you can find it.
Yeah.
Put it that way. It's very, very popular.
It's on ESPN all the time now.
It's on ESPN, on particular sites, on the internet.
Any good pirating site has F1.
Yeah.
Because it's too popular of a sport.
Yep.
Sick.
You just missed.
Is Pride Night? I thought Pride Night was next week against the Kings.
No, it was tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the 5th, right? Yeah.
Huh. I got it mixed up with our
Ultimate
event.
Game Day experience. Yeah, that's the Kings game.
Yeah. Because tomorrow, Pride Night is a big deal for a couple of our friends.
This line feels like it's been awful with the puck.
They all do, man.
Oh, my
what
God.
the fuck is that?
Oh,
dude?
my God, that was bad.
What is he possibly saying?
Tragically bad turnover from Bad Hunt, leading to a failed clear from Morgan, leading to whatever this is from Nieto, and the puck's in the back of your net.
Oh, my God, dude.
That is...
Nice job, Dennis.
Oh, it was Morgan, not Nieto. My bad.
He just missed it.
He just... That was...
That's an ultimate.
Woo!
Kind of
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. When you're down 5-1, if that happens, you just have to laugh, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but as the sixth goal, that's hilarious.
Got
If
3%
this,
of that puck right into another guy who was already in the motion of shooting, trying to swipe it off his puck.
if that was the goal that made it 2-1, that's a disaster and a heartbreak,
The
and I'm
goal that
mad.
makes it 6-1, you're like,
Yeah,
okay.
you're just like, just get it out. Let's just do this. Just get it all out.
So getting into F1, if you really want to get into it, buy F1 TV and just pay attention to the midfield. Because
True.
the midfield racing is so much better than
The great
stuff
thing
at the
about
front.
F1 TV is that you can choose what you watch, and that's why it's a lot more interesting, because watching Max drive away from everybody is not very fun.
Yep.
But the midfield, especially this year, I think is going to be a really good battle. And it will be weird if McLaren is like a bottom.
The only
tier
thing is,
team.
like, the midfield's going to have such a hard time fighting for points. If Aston Martin's for real, and
Yeah.
it's more like a top 4 teams, you have the midfield fighting for like 3 points every week. That's brutal. All right, let's clip that whole shift because that was a disaster.
I hate that I have to go home and write about this after talking about it for 40 minutes.
Yep.
Blowouts either direction are the worst
We
to
could.
do.
This is show 6 of the week. We could do a cool 30 today.
Dude, I'm all about it. I'm all about it, guys. Especially knowing we have tomorrow, like, knowing
This is one of those games too. Who are you to say that he's going to appease anybody?
they played like dog shit. Their goalie wasn't any good. They got rocked, and that sucks.
I was going to say, this wasn't a good fucking game.
Let me go ahead and start giving you post-game stuff so you can have this done.
If you want people to root for in F1, just go watch like the interviews and stuff, and attach yourself to personalities that you like.
That's where Drive to Survive is awesome.
Yeah.
Because you could really get a feel for the drivers. This is definitely not a Chicago moment. Not a chance.
No, this is very different.
That was the last loss of a 0 wins in 7 games. 1 win in 7 games. Like, it was a total disaster. It is really disappointing the way that McKinnon didn't do shit today.
Miko didn't really do anything effective either.
Yeah,
That parlay went fucking over.
Yeah, didn't hit a single thing.
Miko was actively bad today. He actively hurt them.
That's fair. Kale didn't really do anything, but you give him
didn't
a
even
pass.
notice
That's a great comment.
Which one?
The newest one.
I can't believe Dallas won the Stanley Cup tonight.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's what I said in Winnipeg in November, and Jets fans did not appreciate that. Yeah. I really do want to see Cocaine Bear.
Me
It
too.
looks so messed up and weird that I'm like,
And I might be going tonight.
Like I
wanna see
understand,
Creed.
I understand it's a terrible movie, but if you go into Cocaine Bear knowing it's going to be bad nonsense, I think you'll like it.
Go into it knowing that you're seeing a movie called
Right, exactly.
right, like,
yeah.
what are your expectations here?
You guys know who Scott Seiss is, the mustache dude who did all the like retail TikToks from a few years ago?
Yeah.
He's in this, and he's in Cocaine Bear, and he released a fucking hilarious one for going to see Cocaine Bear.
Do you work here?
Yeah.
No, I just buy IKEA merchandise to wear out.
First time also during COVID, I was.
Those were
losing
so
my
funny.
fucking mind.
They were so funny. What? They started Georgiev for this game.
See what I mean about people making emotional.
Just being confidently wrong. Although I think if I wrote an autobiography, Confidently Wrong would be an awesome title.
No.
An awesome title for several.
Your autobiography is Millennial Drunk with Power, for sure.
I'm sorry, it's Narcissistic Millennial
Oh, my
Mad
bad.
with Power.
Let me get the full title correct.
Narcissistic Millennial Mad with Power. Unbelievable. You think you hire competent people? Unbelievable. Do we have to have a king of the game? You know what? I was going to say, it's going to be, yep, it's Sam Gerard, baby.
Keith Kincaid's pads.
Oh, Landy, how long does it take him to get into a groove?
17 seconds.
I was going to say about 3 shifts.
Yeah.
The first one will be a real rusty. The second one, he'll fight somebody. And the third one, Landy will be back.
Someone did Space Jam Erod. It's true.
Not really. This is exactly what he did last year.
Yeah.
And exactly what we said you have to guard against and why he was like a risk.
Someone
And everybody
Space
was
Jammed
like-
him last year, too.
Everybody was super confident it wasn't going to happen.
Never heard the words cocaine. bear.
You're up to
Have
speed.
you guys ever seen Citizen Kane?
No,
It's bad.
I believe it.
It's like, I could respect its place in history. Wow.
Ain't never seen it.
How are we having new screams? I mean, geez.
No kidding.
I know that they are made. I think Jenna Ortega's in them, but the last one I thought wrapped it up pretty nice. It was a pretty good. I was okay, cool. I'm good with this. I don't know. I always liked the Scream movies. I thought they were fun.
I don't like horror movies.
Someone yelled, "Take your clothes off."
They're talking to Rudo.
They watching my Twitch
Yeah, I was
videos
gonna
or Twitter
say.
videos? Yeah.
I was gonna say,
My clothes were already off
yeah,
in all those videos. to
You can't be
fair.
surprised. Kale McCarr has always had slow returns from injury. It's never been out of the gate, 5-point night, dominant. Oh yeah, he's back. It's always a couple of games, and then when it turns on, it just doesn't really turn off.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting there. Citizen Kane is awful to watch. Awful. Like, totally respect what it led to and its impact on history. Great. But to watch it today is like, ugh.
See that? As a huge Star Wars fan, that's where I'm at with the original trilogy. It's like, I love them for the franchise they set up. I'm a big fan of it. I love the sci-fi, all that shit. Those first 3 movies are a
Oh, boy.
rough watch.
I don't think the second.
Oh my God, it's not even close.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, see the first one's the only one that holds up.
The only thing that sucked is that
The second one is terrible.
They are terrible. But the stories don't make sense all together. That's just
Oh, we scored a goal!
Yeah, fucking no way. You're not going to get a fist bump from him. Somebody come up to him.
That dude does not give a shit.
He's fucking furious.
Yep. Who got the assist here?
Ah, that's a great shot.
yeah, you see what that guy's wearing that Stars fans can't?
Was that Sam Gerard out there picking up an assist?
It is.
Oh, thank you.
It is. Goal and an assist, baby. Let's go. King of the game.
Bro, I love Andrew Cogliano.
I do too.
That dude's a fucking winner.
I tell you what, man, the Avs just have this thing where they're like, let's go deep into AJ's love of players that are old, and let's just go get his favorites. Because I've got Andrew Cogliano and Lars Eller on this team now.
The mistake that Star Wars made is they kept making stuff, and eventually they made like Rogue One, and you realized, oh, the rest of the Star Wars movies
You're
are
like,
bad.
Hold up.
Yeah.
So these can actually be phenomenal movies?
Dude,
I love Rogue One, dude. It's so good.
that's like one of my favorite movies. Like, not even just like in that genre. I just love that movie.
I like Avery's idea. Sam Gerard needs a fight now. Let's get him. Let's get,
Get him
Gordy
the
Howe.
Gordy, who's the tiniest
I was
guy
gonna
on
say,
Dallas.
who's the
Yeah.
short guy for the
Joey's
Stars?
on the team, but
I think Domi beat his ass probably.
We need Logan Stankoven to get to the NHL, so Sam Gerard has a guy to fight.
watch them score 2 more fucking goals here.
Make this like
Half interesting for 30 seconds and give him an empty netter.
If they score 2 more goals, then we get the chat has to agree that Georgiev played badly today.
that will not happen. You are not allowed to blame a goaltender. If the defense is not also exceptional, you are not allowed to blame a goaltender. It is not fair. Sick movie, Rod.
Yeah, that was not competitive.
That was played like a guy who's down 6-2.
Yeah, very much so.
I have not watched. I'm not a Star Wars guy, so.
What was the question? You mean the series?
I watched Andor yet?
No,
I'm a big Star Wars fan. I haven't. I thought The Mandalorian sucked.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is the quality of these shows. Pass. But was like one of the big. I only watched like 2 episodes. It was such a letdown.
I liked Obi-Wan.
I did like Obi-Wan.
Or Kenobi, sorry.
No, it was Obi-Wan.
Was it Obi-Wan? Okay.
It was kind of Obi-Wan.
Really goes to show how much I was invested in it, but I did like it. I thought it was fun.
No, it was Obi-Wan. It was Obi-Wan.
I don't know, man. Either
was
way,
fun. It was fun.
I liked it.
See, and what I think they did.
I thought Solo was also an underrated Star Wars movie. I thought
I
Solo was a really good popcorn action flick. It just had a Star Wars name, so people cared more about it than they normally would.
What I liked about Solo, Rogue One, and Obi-Wan was they were fresh takes on storylines that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
My understanding of the Star Wars universe is that the books are
Yeah,
so
there's like
vast.
800 million stories out
Right.
there. Yeah.
There's just so much of it where it's like, if you don't know, it's impossible to catch up. And so, like, I like when they do shit that
Those movies are dope, by the way.
spins off of the original trilogy. 'Cause it's like, cool, here's a trilogy that's been in the mainstream for fucking 60 years. We're all semi-familiar with it. Cool, we're in. I actually say all the time that the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are what everyone wishes Star Wars movies were.
Sure.
I like
really
those.
the Guardians movies.
Yeah.
They're good. I don't think
I
they're
like
like
them.
unbelievable, but I also don't think Star Wars is unbelievable. So
The first Guardians movie I do think is legitimately fantastic.
I think those movies hit at a time where they, if you like look at the movie landscape when those movies came out,
Guardians or Star Wars?
Guardians. it was like comic book movies had started to get really serious. And it was like the Guardians movies were like,
This is dumb.
we out here having a blast, y'all. Like, we're not messing with any of this.
So,
Like, look at the difference in the Thor series. The first two come out, and the first one like had its moments. It was kind of cheeky and charming at times, but it was fine. The second one is a train wreck, and then Love and Thunder.
no, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
Love and Thunder's the new
obviously
one,
it's-
yeah.
Yes, because it was actually like a very sad story, but
Yeah.
it was played very amusingly. Yeah, Ragnarok comes out, and then and you're like, these movies are way more fun because they're embracing like some of the ridiculousness inherently
go.
involved.
Shit.
No, that's not Sam Gerard.
Jamie Benn did kind of jump on LFC.
Cogs didn't like it and jumped in also. So, Avs might get an extra man in here.
People's opinions on TV is just people's opinions on what they like and what they don't.
Yeah, genuinely.
If you're spending a lot of time critically analyzing something like that, you should probably get paid for it. Or have a blog.
Or have a blog.
Why not both?
Or I guess not. The blogs are out, right? TikToks are in. Have a
There you go.
create a TikTok account.
You have to
I love TikTok accounts that break down movies.
distill your take on a movie into 10 seconds.
It's actually become one of my. There's a YouTube channel. Not often, but every now and then I'm just like, I'll like to click over there because they break shit down and stuff. But Ragnarok is a fucking great movie.
Piss off, Ghost.
Yeah, dude.
One of those cinematic lines that I'm like, I will think about in the back of my head forever.
Yeah. No,
Oh shit, they got a power play.
No way.
They got a power play.
oh yeah.
Pretty late.
See,
Yeah,
that's like
I mean,
that
he's just
Gerard-
he's
that-
just being a douchebag.
That's the Gerard hit from last playoffs. That's unnecessarily violent.
Yep.
It's 6-2, bro. The puck's gone. Why are you fucking finishing that check that way? Not an illegal hit.
Trust me, I'm a lover of bad television.
dude.
TV has
Shut the
absolutely
fuck up.
no standards. The standard for television is the floor.
Yeah, people are allowed to like things. You can like things for different reasons. It can be a fun movie and not a great cinematic masterpiece.
I spent 4 hours hanging out with my wife last night watching the last 4 episodes of The Perfect Match on Netflix. Which, by the way, if you're unfamiliar, took a bunch of singles from other Netflix dating shows, threw them in a house together, and said, figure it out. And it ruled.
A television show going live on Fox this summer. The Farmer's Wife, or whatever the hell it's called.
Jesse, how's MILF Manor doing?
Yeah,
Good, I got
Jesus.
queued up on the DVR.
That's what I'm-
The
that's what I'm
last
saying.
episode was a cliffhanger. Someone walked in the front door and everyone in the house was shocked to see him. Don't know who it is though.
It's all of your mothers.
It's your grandsons.
Roll Tide.
Or it's like a group of like.
I tell you, I think Dan Hammer needs his own YouTube channel, man. We need to go to his channel so that we can learn all about all media and hockey.
I don't understand
We
the
need
take
it, man.
of like standards. Like I watch terrible television. I love it, and I know it's terrible. Like,
I thought that was like the whole thing with art was that it's like all about interpretation and shit.
It's about what appeals to you.
Right.
Walk into any art museum and you're like, some of this I think is going to look stupid and some of it's going to touch me in a
some
certain
dude
way.
drew like an orange box on a yellow background that a child could draw that sold for $15 million. So maybe I don't know.
We're also arguing that there isn't like
Oh, there's absolutely
objective-
masterpiece level
Right,
television.
It's like, yeah, that's universally agreed upon. That's a great piece of media. That's a great piece of art. It's a great piece of whatever. There is also shit that people find dumb that some people find amusing and entertaining.
And there are a lot of things that really snobby people think are masterpieces because they're so far up their own ass, they forget that some of this is supposed to be fun.
Right, just entertaining.
Like, do you ever see Shakespeare in Love? Ugh, kill me. Go Titanic.
It's been 84.
A third Sam Gerard point!
Hey, Evan Rodriguez.
Yeah.
He actually needed that. He actually needed
The last time the Avs were in a game like this, Newhook scored a goal like that got him going.
A third Sam Girard point.
That is so fucking
He made that pass, and that's the first thing I was thinking, and then it went in.
Yoop. It's a sick little pass
That's
from both
a
of them.
beautiful touch pass.
Yeah, it was Newey, which is his second point of the game too,
Bonk.
I think.
Bang. Bang, 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 bang.
It means nothing, but Erod needed that.
There goes the Jake Ottinger highlight reel.
Yep. All right, if you score a goal a minute for the rest of this game, you can still win.
AJ, this game story is going to be pretty short in terms of word count.
Do you know how long my studs and duds was after the Devils the other day? It was like 600 words.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking 6 to 8 is where this is probably going to fall.
You know, we should do our post game and only act like the third period happened.
Avs win game 2-1.
Exactly. We're told that the third period of games is the only one that matters. So why? Come on, man.
Yeah, just let the game end.
All right.
Okay, well, this will end it.
Nice stuff, Kale. Oh, Birdman. I did not like Birdman.
Didn't watch it.
I felt like I wasn't nearly on enough acid while going through it. That's a terrible pass from
Yeah,
Kale.
that was just brutal.
Yo, Titanic is awesome. I don't know when it became cool for people to hate Titanic, but that movie rules.
Yeah, we used to have the 2 VHS box set.
Hell yeah, man.
It was back in theaters.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah. I think it was an anniversary when they put it back in a shit ton of theaters.
I never liked that movie that much.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if it's
See?
I don't know if it's high art. We'll have to ask Dan, but I thought it was great.
See, that's one of those things that I was gonna say is like that is a movie that even if it's not for your taste, most everyone agrees like that is a quality film, even if not for me. But again, AJ's point,
it was
we are gonna have to wait on Dan to rule.
certainly high quality. I won't deny that.
It's like, dude, like Wolf of Wall Street's another one that's just like
I love that movie, dude.
it's fucking good.
Just the most chaotic, like
Both of them aren't.
monstrous romp of nonsense.
Both of them aren't true to life though, because Leonardo DiCaprio's dating someone over 22. So
I was gonna say I've actually heard that I've read his sales book. I've never read his actual book. Jordan Belfort. Like I've heard that movie's like
relatively on point. Yeah.
They Hollywood up a couple of like the moments, but like the scene at the house party and all that shit. Like there's like camcorder video footage that you can find on the internet of
Yeah.
that party, and it's like it is that fucking
Yeah.
insane. Like they shot those scenes
The-
based off of the real footage.
the slow release Quaaludes is just like we just kept taking them. Like, oh my god, man.
Dude, we actually watched that movie like 2 weeks ago, and I try to quote it all the time. I was telling him, I try to quote it all the time, and no one ever gets it. When he goes to the health club and he comes back after it's already hit him, and he's trying to get Jonah Hill's character off the phone, and Jonah Hill sees me and goes, "It's fucking good, right?" And it just, I like almost pissed my fucking pants first time I saw that. 'Cause
The evolution of Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Go from Jonah Hill in Accepted to Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street to Jonah Hill and This Is the End. And you're just like,
This Is the End is another movie that doesn't get anywhere near the credit it deserves. It's just fucking hilarious.
then did you hear the story? Did you ever hear the like story of why Channing Tatum ended up with that role? And it was because he was like a huge fan of those guys and just wanted to do it. And so they were like, okay, we have this like, do you want to do this like really fucked up thing? And he was like, this sounds hilarious. I have to do this.
It's crazy how he can go from movies like Super Bad and This Is the End to Wolf of Wall Street and like Moneyball.
Right?
Yeah.
Moneyball's another one you didn't even mention.
For sure.
Oh, wow, maybe we don't give enough credit to
Yeah, Jonah Hill deserves some credit.
Jonah Hill bangers.
I haven't watched his like documentary thing that's on Netflix right now. Be anxious to watch it. But yeah, no, Wolf of Wall Street. That's one of my excuse me.
Oh, dude, Fury Road is. I hate to say this because I don't know if Dan's gonna agree or not, but I think it was a masterpiece.
This Is the End is one of my all-time favorite, dumb, funny movies.
This is the genre that I think has disappeared from movies.
Yeah.
Is this the dumb, lowbrow, you're just making poop and fart jokes for 90
Superbad is
minutes.
the same way. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Well, it's those guys.
Yeah,
Those
it's the
guys
same
made all
dudes,
those
yeah.
movies for a generation.
Seth Rogen actually had that quote 2 weeks ago where he said no one's done a good
Yeah.
high school comedy since Superbad. And there's been a couple movies out there that are good, but yeah, dude, Superbad is just.
Yep. It's.
Let me see you. Just be sucking on my balls.
Did you know in that movie he really hits Emma
Wolf of
Stone?
Wall Street? Oh.
No, yeah, in Superbad.
Yeah.
When they're on the driveway and she's
Yep.
like, "Mother," and she actually got hit.
Yeah.
And they just kept that reaction, and we're using that for the thing.
That's hilarious because I'm sure it got a little bit of publicity recently, but I actually heard about it a while ago that in Wolf of Wall Street, when I can't remember the actor's name, but when Jonah Hill gets punched,
It actually.
a real punch because
yeah.
I guess they had done it on several takes, and everyone was like, "This just doesn't look real. It doesn't look like you're getting punched." And Leonardo DiCaprio
like,
goes, "Well,
Just hit him.
you actually hit it?"
Yeah.
And so he did it, and Jonah Hill, to get back at him, there's that scene at the end of the movie where he slips him the note, "I'm wearing a wire, don't incriminate yourself."
Yeah.
They're eating sushi. Well, I guess Jonah Hill is eating yellowtail, and you're not supposed to eat a lot of raw yellowtail. Well, they kept having to do takes, and he ad-libbed the line where he gave the yellowtail to fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. He was supposed to eat it, but to get back at him, he kept having them do long takes, and at some point in the process, he changed it to where Leonardo DiCaprio goes, "Are you going to eat that?" And he goes, "Nah, you have it." So DiCaprio eats 15 pieces of raw yellowtail, and I guess got insanely sick. And that was Jonah Hill's little
Thanks,
Punch
buddy.
back. Yeah.
We're even.
He did you see Django Unchained?
Yes.
The scene with the skull
Yeah.
when they're at dinner and his
Yeah.
hand is all bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
Really happened. That entire scene they shot in one take when he broke his hand or whatever. It totally actually happened.
Damn.
And he just kept going through the entire thing.
Fucking A, dude.
And they were like, "This is incredible." Also, I don't want to miss out on Avery shouting out Booksmart as an awesome high school movie.
And he even,
Booksmart and 17 were two that I thought were really, really good. Just different attitudes.
to Seth Rogen, he called out Booksmart. He goes, Booksmart's the closest one. But yeah, even that, it didn't have the...
Total nonsensical.
Right.
It was nowhere near as just sit down and you're just going it's like a good
Yeah.
solid movie.
Right.
From
It's
minute
not one that you're gonna get
yeah.
stoned and be like,
From minute 31 or from minute 1 of the movie, you're like, don't take this too seriously. Just relax.
Let's also not act like that wasn't extremely inspired by Superbad.
oh, I was gonna say if he scores there, that's another Gerard assist.
I know. They ran the 3D power play there too.
Honestly, I wanted him to score on that because that would have made it 7-4, which is what we said at the start of the third.
All right.
Oh my God, Oppenheimer looks. I am very excited for that movie.
Chat,
Very
we're going to go do a
excited.
post game. Come join us. Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.